Yo, we did it! Woo! Battle 55 under 1 month account. Boom! Yes! Welcome to the channel, Scopus Gaming. Wow, it's been a while since I've entered the closet. People who follow me on Instagram will get the reference, but today, I will not only be showing you guys how a Day 28 account was able to defeat the Aquaman Trio in Battle 55, I will also be giving a commentary, a breakdown of the strategies and exactly how I managed to perform such a feat. Now, obviously, this wasn't achieved in a day. I spent a couple hours, many hours, a long time trying to defeat this battle. And I actually started attempting it since day 21 on the Nightscope account, which is the new account I made and have been streaming the entire progress since. So all my previous attempts at defeating this particular battle, I will include in the video description so that you guys will know how much time I spent and the hardship I went through trying to defeat it. Now, this battle with Prime Aquaman, Flashpoint Aquaman, and Injustice 2 Aquaman is a really tough battle to defeat even for veteran players, let alone new or mid-game players. And the big question is, why is it so difficult to defeat this battle? Now, I've got a few reasons. First of all, for me at least, this was attempted on a Day 28 account. So my resources are limited in terms of cards or gears that I can use. I don't have an extensive roster of gold cards or many legendary 4 or 5 star gears. Secondly, special 2 and super moves are disabled. This is quite a big disadvantage because the majority of damage that is dealt comes from special 2s or super moves. When you're only confined to special 1s, it doesn't deal as much damage as special 2s. So you're either forced to spam special 1s or go with the basic attack build. But then this is further compounded by the fact that there's a huge gap in stats. All of them are mini bosses and they have way higher stats than what a gold card at Elite 10 level 59 should have. Now, just to put things in perspective, my team is essentially only Jessica Cruz because I didn't use any of her teammates. So my team's total stats represented by Jessica Cruz is 30,000 damage and 56,000 health. The Aquamans collectively have a combined stat of 345,000 damage and 523,000 health. It's an astronomical gap in terms of team stats. Another reason why it's so tough to defeat this battle is because of the Aquaman's Special 1. Their Special 1 deals Bleed, which is a form of DOT, and the Bleed effect ignores blocking. So even though you're blocking when they use a Special 1, the Bleed damage still takes place and the DOT happens over time. DOT stands for damage over time, by the way. And because of how amped up their damage stats are, they deal insane amounts of DOT. So if you don't have high stats on your team, you can see your health melt away right before your eyes. This is another reason why this particular battle is tougher than the rest. And then specifically for this feat, I put this challenge upon myself to solo these 3 Aquamans with only one character. So there are absolutely no tag-ins of Jessica Cruz's teammates, which makes it even tougher, obviously. And finally, again, another challenge that I placed upon myself is that I could only use survivor gears. So the LexCorp helmet, League of Assassins blade, and the Enchantress gears, all of them can be obtained from survivor. I did not use any gears from multiplayer like the Astral Harness, the Tianu Totem, Heart of Darkness, the Ibis Stick, all those good stuff. None of those were used in this attempt. So I think we kind of understand the gravity of the situation, how difficult and tough it is to defeat this battle. We already know that. The next question is, what were required to pull this off? The answer is there are a lot of factors involved in making this a success. Now, don't even get me started on Smart Alex, who immediately goes, oh, gears are everything. Gears are the only reason why you're able to defeat tough matches like that. That's absolutely not true. Nothing could be further from the truth. Gears only play a part in making this a success, and I'll explain why. So we're going to look at the 2 general ideas of how such a match can be won, and then I will break it down into specific detail and strategies which went into winning this battle. Let's look at the big picture. The 2 prevalent themes in winning a match is A, survivability, and B, damage output. If you are able to deal a lot of damage but you're not even able to survive, that damage is meaningless because you're not alive to win the match. If you're able to survive and not die, half the battle is won. But on the other hand, if all you do is survive, but you're not able to deal enough damage to the enemies, the match will keep going on and you will not win the match either. So survivability and damage output both go hand in hand. Now we can further break down survivability into two components. First is through healing. So if you lost a portion of your health and you're able to heal yourself, then you would survive longer, right? That's the first part. The second part is not taking any damage from the enemy. So whether it is draining their power so that they're not able to use specials against you, or blocking gears to increase damage reduction, all those things fall under the category of not taking damage. So since everybody likes talking about how gears are so important in the game, I will talk about that first in how they increase survivability and damage output. But after we talk about gears, I'll talk about the other requirements or skills that you need to win this match. It is far beyond just gears. The Enchantress Companion card is such an amazing gear that is frequently overlooked, but its ability is to prevent the enemies from using specials for a limited amount of time. Whenever you use a special with the Enchantress gear equipped, the skulls will fly and hit the opponents. While the skulls are flying towards the opponent is unable to use any specials. You can keep disabling any specials as long as you use a special. This is crucial because if enemies are not able to use their specials, they're not able to apply the special 1 bleed that we were talking about earlier. They're not able to use their special 2 and instantly knock you out. Also, I did evolve and fuse the Enchantress gear to the max so that it provides a percentage of healing whenever the skulls hit the opponents. So that also aided in the survivability aspect. The second gear that was pretty important is the LexCorp helmet. I can't stress this enough. In my opinion, I think that the LexCorp helmet is one of, if not the best gear in the entire game. It has the dual purpose of 40% damage reduction whenever you block, and also applying 6% of DOT whenever you use a special. So it's both defensive and offensive as well. The LexCorp helmet definitely helped in keeping Jessica Cruz alive whenever she was blocking and the enemy attacked her. Now we move on to the damage output aspect of winning a match. Because Special 2 and Super Moves are disabled, once again, our ability to deal damage through specials are severely limited. So you're only left with Special 1 damage or basic attack damage. Or the third best alternative, DOT, damage over time. The two gears that I used that apply DOT was the LexCorp Helmet V2, 6% of DOT, and League of Assassins Adept Blade, which grants 10% DOT damage. That was the sole purpose of the blade on Jessica Cruz. But beyond that, beyond DOT, this is where people don't really pay attention. Power generation boost is a game changer. That is why Regime Green Lantern and 600 Wonder Woman are on the team. They are there for their passes, which grant a total of plus 80% power generation boost to Jessica Cruz. Why is it important? Because the faster you can generate power, the faster you build up to 1 bar of power. The faster you build up to 1 bar of power, the more special ones that you can use. And the more special ones that you can use, the more you can apply DOT. Because DOT only applies whenever you use a special. So if you're not able to use a special as quickly, you're not able to apply DOT as quickly. Simple as that. So power generation is another important factor that people fail to realize, which contributes to increasing your damage output as well. So we've talked about how the gears were involved, how increased power generation is very important. Now we'll move on to the other aspects which made this happen. Timing. Timing is one of the most important skills that a player needs to have to be able to win tough matches like that. Almost everything in this game involves timing, whether it's juggling with the Flash using his tap combo, or landing unblocked specials on the opponent, or avoiding taking damage by using a special yourself. All of this requires good timing. Without good timing, I can guarantee you can have all the gears in the world, you're not going to win the match. In this case, one timing of particular importance is when to use a special move to prevent the Aquamans from being able to use the specials. You will notice later on that I always use specials when a particular Aquaman already has at least 1 or 2 bars of power, so that the skulls hit the opponents so that they're not able to use specials. But when the skulls already hit them, they are able to use specials again. And so the timing to use another Jessica Cruz special is really important so that the Enchantress skulls can keep preventing them from using their specials. That's one very important aspect of timing. Another important thing is a good grasp of basic attack mechanics. It's similar to the concept of landing unblocked specials, of which I made a video about, but instead of landing unblocked specials, you land unblocked basic attacks. Having good basic attack mechanics will allow you to land more basic attack hits on the enemy first and build up your power quicker. A little trick that I learned about Jessica Cruz is that after you knock down the opponent and you have a gap between you and the enemy, you hold on to block so that the enemy starts coming towards you, and then you start using your light or heavy attacks. Because when they are coming towards you, they will start using their basic attacks, and when they're caught in that basic attack animation, that's when you use your basic attack and override their attack so that you hit them instead of them hitting you. But really, it all goes back to timing, because when there is that gap after you knock down the opponent and you use a basic attack too soon, you'll be punching the air and you will be in the middle of an attack animation, and the opponent will be able to attack you because you're stuck in that attack animation. So by holding on to block, you let them make the first move in being caught in the attack animation, and then you can use a basic attack to override that. That's why timing and understanding of basic attack mechanics is so important in keeping your card alive in survivability. Gears will not replace a good sense of timing. Gears will not replace good basic attack mechanics. To summarize, what's needed to win such a difficult match is to get your survivability and damage output down. How do you achieve those two? You need to have good sense of timing, using specials so that enchanters will prevent them from using their specials. You need to have good basic attack mechanics, knowledge of AI behavior so that you'll know when they would start attacking you or when they would use a special. Increase power generation to increase the damage output, and gears. All of these are involved and required to pull off such a feat. Now, I've talked way too much, so I'll let you guys go ahead and witness an Elite 4 Jessica Cruz soloing and subsequently defeating all 3 Aquaman all on her own. Enjoy.
Begin.